everybody, it's Wilbur the pig. Hello, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, because it's time to do some grammar. I love grammar, it's so much fun. Okay, Wilbur, I have to be kind of quick today because my phone is running out of space. That's kind of a problem, Sister Allred. I know, you're right, Wilbur. So we got to make it quick. Let's do a quick review of our parts of speech. Ready? 9 parts of speech. 9 parts of speech. Yeah, 9 parts of speech. 9 parts of speech. Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, conjunction, interjection, preposition, adjective, article, adjectives. All right, let's review really quickly. Wilbur, what's an interjection? Interjection shows excitement or emotion. They're generally set apart by a sentence, by an exclamation point, or by a comma when the feeling's not as strong. Interjection shows excitement or emotion. They're generally set apart from a sentence, by an exclamation part, or by a comma when the feeling's not as strong. Good job, Wilbur. You know your stuff. I sure do. All right, last thing. Let's review our modifiers real quick. An adverb modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. An adverb modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. And answers how, when. You're supposed to say that. Why, how often, to what extent, under, Hopefully you are filling in those words. I hope so, because you should know them by now, hopefully, because they're really great songs. Next part, an adjective. I'm going to leave some parts blank, and that's for you to sing along with me. Ready? An adjective, a noun, by describing, modifying, or limiting, and answers what kind, which or, what kind, which or whose. Very, very good, children. Very good. Let's dive into our sentences. Oh, a quick review about kinds of sentences. Do you remember all these kinds of sentences? We have, oh, he's upside down. Sorry, Wilbur. Simple. Oh, this is such a nice little house. Compound. Complex. This is one independent sentence. It has one subject and a verb. This is a compound sentence which has subject, verb, subject, verb. I could, if I got rid of the conjunction, it could stand by itself and still be a house, right? Like, Jesus died for me. There's the first house. And is the conjunction, see the hallway joining them together? He loves me. He loves me has a subject and a verb, making it its own independent clause. And a complex sentence can look a couple of different ways. It could be this compound with a garage that can't really stand by itself if I took away the independent clause. So a complex sentence can have a dependent clause, meaning this part is dependent on this sentence because it couldn't stand by itself. So Jesus died for me because he loves me. Now this one does have a conjunction too, but it's not connecting two independent houses. It's just kind of squished in there. And he loves me. It's saying the because makes this one be dependent on here. So does that make sense? I hope so. Sometimes it's a little confusing, and that's okay. Now, let's dive in to our, you can see my lovely, desk here that's been hammered. Okay. Oh, I love Martin Luther. He's so great. In fact, my little friend Piggy, he was named after Martin Luther. He's called Martin L. Because Martin Luther was such a great man. Here we go. Martin Luther prayed. Who or what is this sentence about? Martin Luther, since it's his whole name, the whole thing is going to be the subject. Martin Luther prayed. What is being said about Martin Luther? Martin Luther prayed. Verb. Now, hopefully everyone, even down to you 6- and 7-year-olds, got that. Now, this isn't transferring any action, so it's just a verb intransitive. Now, I want you to pause the video and see if you can do this by yourself. Can you diagram it? Ready, set, go. Did you do it? Here we go. I'm going to put this here because we have kind of a long subject. Martin Luther. Martin Luther Parade. Okay, now tell me about this sentence. Is it just one house? Or is it more than one house? Or is part of it dependent on this? It's pretty simple, so it's just one subject and verb. So it's going to be a simple sentence. Color that one in or circle it. Very good. On to the next. Martin Luther prayed and, oh, I know what that is. It's called a conjunction. A conjunction joins two words, phrases, or clauses together. Martin Luther prayed and he proclaimed truth. Who or what is this clause about? That's a dead giveaway that this might not be a simple sentence. Big upside down. Martin Luther is our subject. What is being said about Martin Luther? Martin Luther parade, verb. And there's our conjunction. Yay! You see, it's linking this sentence and this sentence together. Like that. It's linking them. Do you see my foot? You don't have to draw these, but hopefully the visual helps you. Kind of like a train has little things that has to link them together. Now, what does this clause say? He proclaimed truth. Who or what is this sentence about? Who or what is this clause about? He, subject, pronoun. What is being said about he? He proclaimed, verb. He proclaimed who or what? Truth. Does truth replace he? No. Does truth describe he? No. D-O, label, verb, transitive. Because it's transferring the action to truth. Truth is receiving the action of being proclaimed. Very good. Now, without diagramming it, can you tell me if this sentence is a simple, compound, or complex sentence? If you said compound, you're exactly right. Very good, children. Very good. If you are mocking my voice right now, that's totally allowed. My children will mock my voice. Okay. Now, if you have not figured this out already, this looks just like this. So we should already know this one pretty well. And here's our verb. Here's our next part. He proclaimed. Now is this going to go straight up or reflect back? It's not reflecting he at all. It's not describing it or replacing he. So this is going to be straight up. Okay, there's no adjectives or adverbs. There is a conjunction. So we are going to say, we're going to join these. And because they're two independent clauses, I'm going to put them on this little line here. That signifies they're independent. Very good, children. I know you can do it. Ooh. Now this one has a different kind of conjunction. This conjunction right here, just is saying it kind of makes them both equal parts. But this conjunction, because is a little bit different. It's making them not equal parts, which might be a dead giveaway to what kind of sentence it is. Let's read it together. Because Martin Luther prayed, God helped. Who or what is this sentence about? Or what is this clause about? Martin Luther. Ooh, we have seen this clause before. Subject now. What is being said about Martin Luther? Martin Luther parade, verb. Sister Allred, what are you doing? You are using the same phrases in all of these sentences. You're exactly right, Wilbur. I did that on purpose so the children can see how this clause is used in many different sentences. So good job if you already connected those dots. So this is going to be an intransitive verb. I think we've got to mark that up here. Yep, we forgot to mark that. And this is a transitive verb. Do you see the difference? Martin Luther prayed. Nothing is receiving the action of being prayed. That doesn't actually make sense. But truth is receiving the action of being proclaimed, which is why this is transitive verb. It's transferring action. So this is not transferring action. Let's look at this clause. God helped. Who or what is this sentence about? This clause, excuse me, because this is the whole sentence. This is not a sentence. It could stand on its own. God, subject, noun. What is being said about God? God helped. Verb. Now, is this a transitive or an intransitive verb? If you said intransitive, you're exactly right, because there's nothing after it. It's not transferring action, anything. Now, let's look at this. Look at this conjunction. It's joining these two clauses together. I could say Martin Luther prayed and God helped, which would make it two individual houses like that. But in this case, we have a because, and a because is called a subordinate conjunction or subordinating conjunction. We don't have to put the sub in there, but it is a conjunction, and it's saying that this part was dependent on this part to be there. So even just the type of conjunction you use matters for how the sentence is structured. Isn't that interesting? So let's diagram it first, and then we'll decide what kind of sentence it is. Okay? So this is our core. This is going to be our house right here. So we're going to actually put this on top because this is our core sentence, our independent. Whoops, I forgot to draw the picture. Silly sister, all red. God helped. So I actually need to ask Sister Updike in this case, even though it came after in the sentence, if it's okay to put it on top. To me, that makes sense, because then we have to put because under it. It would change the order of the sentence if we put this part on top. So, now actually, I'm not sure if that's quite correct. Let's try it both ways. Well, I shouldn't have done that. Some of the girls are supposed to be watching them. Okay, I think this calls for a little bit of whiteout. Just a moment, my friends. Okay, my friends, I hope you used a pencil on that one. And I hope you know it's always okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to not be sure. So I looked it up real quick just to make sure I was teaching you correctly, because I kind of got mixed up in my thoughts for just a second. And I was right the first time, actually. So when we put our independent clause on top, even if it comes last in the sentence. So I was right the first time. God helped. And then we're going to put this. Oh no, I'm going to run out of space. I'm going to abbreviate. Luther prayed. And then we're going to put our little line joining that and put our independent or our subordinating conjunction on there. Woo! Good job, you guys. That was a good little brain exercise. Now, which of these sentences is it going to be? Martin Luther prayed would stand by itself if it was a coordinating conjunction, but this was a subordinating conjunction. And because of that, it made this part dependent on that part, which makes it complex. So if that felt complex to you, that's okay, because it was. Okay. Oh, this one. My wonderful older students, this is a challenge sentence where I am teaching you something new. Let's read this together. Standing for truth is valiant. Now, what is the verb in this sentence? Is a verb, right? Standing is also a verb. Wait, Sister Arwood, we can't have a verb be the subject. Ooh, can't we? This is called, when a verb is the subject, it is called a gerund. See that? A gerund is a present participle verb form used as a noun. Sister Albert, what in the world does that mean? It means that when you have a verb plus ing and it's being used as the noun, as a subject, it becomes the subject. It's acting as a noun. And because it's the subject, and that kind of makes sense. Okay, a gerund is a present participle verb form, meaning it's something that's happening right now, right? You're standing. And so a verb plus ing that's used as a subject is being used as a noun. So that's when you can use verbs as nouns. Isn't that crazy? So let's go ahead and start the sentence. Standing for truth is valiant. Who or what is this sentence about? Standing, subject, noun. What is being said about standing? Standing is verb. Standing is who or what? Valiant. Does valiant replace standing? No. Does valiant describe standing? It's saying how we're standing? Yes. So this is a predicate adjective. Oh, sorry, it's a little messy. Which makes this a linking verb because this is like an equal sign. Standing equals valiant. Now, what is for truth? It's kind of a dead giveaway here. Prepositional phrase. Off to the preposition. Okay, in order to diagram this, we diagram gerunds a little bit differently so that we know in the picture of the sentence that it is actually a gerund. So you're going to have to start up here and make this little swoopy thing. And a stand, slant, like that. For truth. Oops, I wasn't supposed to write it yet. Standing is, this is going to be reflecting back, valiant. So there, my friends, is how you get a verb to be the subject. It has to be a gerund. A gerund is called a verbal, and there are other kinds of verbals that we may go into later, but for now, just worry about gerunds, okay? Very nicely done, my friends. You have conquered, where did my piggy go? You have conquered a very challenging sentence. I'm so proud of you. Good night, lovies.